When did my life turn into Fight Club? I was 17 when I woke up in a concrete room with blood on my knuckles and no memory of how I got there. My ribs hurt like someone had used them as a punching bag, and my left eye was swollen shut. The room had metal walls and a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling that kept flickering on and off. I tried to stand up, but my legs wouldn't work right, and I ended up falling back against the cold floor. That's when I noticed the dried blood under my fingernails wasn't just mine. It was darker, mixed with dirt, and something else I didn't want to think about. The door opened, and this guy walked in wearing an expensive suit that didn't match the grimy basement we were in. He looked at me like I was a piece of equipment he was inspecting, then nodded to himself before leaving without saying a word. A woman came in next with a first aid kit and started cleaning my wounds without making eye contact or explaining anything. She worked fast and efficient, like she'd done this 1,000 times before, wrapping my ribs and putting ice on my eye while I sat there trying to remember anything about the past 12 hours. When I finally made it home 3 hours later, my parents were sitting at the kitchen table drinking coffee like it was a normal Saturday morning. My mom looked up when I walked in covered in bruises and bandages, and all she said was that I needed to be more careful during training. Training for what? I asked, but she just went back to her coffee. My dad told me to go shower and get some rest because I had another session tomorrow night. The way he said it made my stomach turn because there was no concern in his voice, just this flat business tone like he was discussing a work schedule. That's when I noticed the envelope on the counter with my name on it, stuffed with $100 bills. I counted $3,000 in cash, and when I asked where it came from, my dad said I'd earned it last night. Earned it how? I wanted to scream, but my throat was too raw, and my head was pounding too hard to argue. The shower water ran red and brown as I scrubbed dried blood and dirt from my skin. My whole body was covered in bruises I didn't remember getting, and there were cuts on my arms and chest that looked like they came from fingernails. I stood under the hot water for maybe 30 minutes, trying to piece together anything from the night before, but there was just this blank space where my memory should be. The last thing I remembered clearly was eating dinner with my parents around 6, and then nothing until waking up in that concrete room. 7 hours just gone, erased, like someone had taken scissors to my brain and cut out a whole chunk of time. I got dressed and went to my room, where I found clothes I didn't recognize folded on my bed, black pants and a black shirt, both with dark stains that could have been blood or dirt or both. I tried calling my best friend Devin to see if he knew anything about last night, but his mom answered and said he wasn't allowed to talk to me anymore. When I asked why, she just said my parents knew why and hung up. I called 2 more friends and got similar responses, like I'd done something terrible that everyone knew about except me. My phone had messages from numbers I didn't recognize, people congratulating me on my win and asking about next week's match. Match against who? Win at what? My mom knocked on my door and came in before I could say anything. She explained that I'd been participating in something important for the family, something that was helping us stay financially stable. She told me I'd been doing this for 3 months now, every Friday and Saturday night. I'd been winning matches against other competitors, earning money that kept our family afloat. But here's the thing that made my blood run cold. I had no memory of any of it. Not a single fight, not one opponent, nothing. She said the doctor had given me something to help with performance anxiety, something that made me forget the stressful parts, but kept my body's muscle memory intact. I asked what kind of matches required drugs that erased your memory, and she got defensive, saying it was for my own good. But I was the one getting hurt, I pointed out, showing her my bandaged ribs and swollen face. She said sometimes I got hurt, and sometimes the other person did, but either way, I always won. That word always hung in the air like a threat. I waited until my parents went to bed, then snuck downstairs to their home office and broke into their filing cabinet. Inside, I found medical records showing monthly injections of Rohypnol combined with stimulants. The dates matched every Friday and Saturday for 3 months. There were also bank statements showing deposits of $10,000 every week, but in the desk drawer, I found something much, much worse. If you want to know what I found, click the link below or go on my channel to see the full story.